Come along as I team up with Bill and Chris from Journey Beyond Overland to spend 3 days exploring Virginia's first statewide overland route. This is the Virginia Adventure Trail. The Virginia Adventure Trail is a 650-mile trail that runs from the Virginia-Tennessee line down by Damascus up to the West Virginia line near Folks Run. Coming to you today from the Virginia Adventure Trail. I'm just outside Damascus, Virginia, heading down US 58, and we're on the way to White Top Mountain, the first point of interest on the VAT. And in the rearview mirror is a familiar orange Gladiator. I have got Bill and Chris from Journey Beyond Overland coming along. We're going to be out here on the VAT for a few days, so tune in. It should be a good time. As the VAT takes us through the southwestern part of the state, the deadfall around us is a reminder of the impact that Hurricane Helene had on this area just over a year ago. So we're at White Top Mountain. There's a sign down there that says that the trail is closed while they repair storm damage from Helene. There's a brand new gate there and it's open, so we're debating whether or not to go up. We were leaning towards not going, but then as fortune would have it, a deputy pulled up from the Grayson County Sheriff's Office who gave us the official word that it's open. So we're going up White Top Mountain. At 5,535 feet, White Top Mountain is Virginia's second highest peak. And unlike the highest, the nearby Mount Rogers, you can drive all the way to the top of White Top. A section of the trail that I highly recommend people go to that's not as frequently traveled is the southern section. There's a reason why I routed it through there. And that's basically White Top Mountain. You've seen me in my videos of Flagpole Knob talk about how Flagpole Knob offers what may be the best view in Virginia, rivaled only by White Top Mountain. White Top Mountain has what could arguably be the most visually striking views in all of Virginia. Visible from the top are North Carolina's Smoky Mountains, with the famous Grandfather Mountain clearly visible from White Top's summit. So we're at White Top Mountain. We're probably about an hour into the VAT, and this is the first big attraction for the VAT. The White Top Mountain is the entire reason why I routed the VAT in this direction. It is by far one of the most scenic areas in Virginia. You've heard me talk about it, Flagpole Knob, before, how Flagpole Knob is probably one of the best views, and I've always said, except maybe compared to White Top Mountain. Well, that's why I say it, because this is White Top Mountain. And I do have Bill and Chris here from Journey Beyond Overland. So Chris, why don't you tell us, what do you think?
Hello.
What do you think of White Top Mountain?
It's beautiful. This is a beautiful view. Really easy drive up here.
Yes. Bill?
It's perfect, and the sun just came out too.
He's a man of few words, but
go.
those words count. So we're gonna get back on the trail. We had a good lunch here, but we're burning daylight. That thing up there that's really bright, that I don't have my sunglasses on for. And we're gonna get back on the trail, and we're gonna make our way up the Virginia Adventure Trail. So tag along. Having spent nearly 2 hours having a good lunch and socializing on White Top, it was now time to get back on the trail, as the days are now shorter and we were burning precious daylight. I've had comments that say, you didn't create anything new. All you did was just link together existing trails. I know, that's exactly what I did. You can't exactly go out and create new trails. It's not really something that goes on very much in Virginia anymore. The Virginia Adventure Trail is dozens of existing trails in Virginia that are linked together by paved surface roads. The 656, I think it is, miles of the Virginia Adventure Trail, well over half of it is off-road. But again, those are all existing trails, National Forest Service roads. I freely admit I did not create anything new. I just created the route that linked all of those trails and roads together. And that is what the Virginia Adventure Trail is. Sometimes when you map a road out, they close it before you get there again. So this is our first closure of the route. This is on the map, I believe, Forest Service Road 84. And if I had to venture a guess, I'd say it's probably storm damage from Helene, because there's still a lot of that very obvious up here in a lot of the areas. So we're going to have to bypass this. So make note, if you're north of White Top Mountain, you're going to need to do a bypass. Searching for bypasses around closed trail sections is a fact of life when you're overlanding. Hopefully, this would prove to be our only bypass on this trip. The southern portion of the doesn't have a lot of dispersed camping options, and for that reason, I routed the VAT near a lot of Forest Service campgrounds. And right now, we are in the midst of a record government shutdown, and that is impeding our ability to find camp in a campground. So we're back off-road now, following the VAT, and hopefully we get lucky and find a dispersed site on this trail, because the sun's behind the mountains now, and it's starting to get dark, because we're not on daylight savings time anymore, which is dumb. The amount of time that we spent on White Top Mountain taking in the views and eating lunch was now coming back to bite us, as sunset was getting closer, and we were no closer to finding a suitable place to make camp for the night. we were just stopping and talking to somebody, asking the next trail section whether or not they saw any campsites, because they were running the VAT too. So that was pretty cool to be out on the VAT and encounter people running the VAT in the opposite direction. So yeah, that was pretty neat. But good news is they said the next trail section, which is Iron Mountain, they said there were plenty of open campsites. So fingers crossed. As we pressed on into the night, our perseverance finally paid off, and we found an open campsite that would do just fine. Arriving at camp well after sunset, and with everyone tired from a long day on the trail, we quickly set up camp, ate dinner, and called it a night. Good morning. It is day 2 on the Virginia Adventure Trail, and what in the world is going on with my hair? Crazy person hair. Well, we've packed camp up, getting ready to roll out. We're going to hit day 2 on the VAT. Going to try to make it into the midsection today. We're still on the south end. I think we're near the town of Sugar Grove, I think is where we found an okay campsite. Not great, but not terrible. Spacious. It's right off the trail though. A waypoint to it. Of course, it'll go on the Patreon, so head over there if you want to check it out. But we're gonna fire the vehicles up. Well, Bill and Chris have already fired theirs up, and we're gonna get back on the trail and we're gonna knock out day 2 of the Virginia Adventure Trail. Who is the VAT for? Well, the VAT is for anybody who enjoys going off-road and looking at scenery. If you have a vehicle that's 4-wheel drive and can handle some basic off-road stuff, and you have basic competence, if you're an adventure bike rider, a dual sport rider, if your vehicle is street legal in the Commonwealth of Virginia and it's 4-wheel drive capable, or an adventure bike or dual sport, the VAT is for you. So we're making our way further down the Iron Mountain Trail, day 2 on the VAT. Early on in the morning, we got a lot of trail ahead of us today. So far, great time though. Bill and Chris from Journey Beyond Overland, super awesome people to run trails with. If you haven't checked their channel out, go check out Journey Beyond Overland, because it's good stuff. So we're gonna keep making our way down the VAT and see how far we make it today. I'd like to make it to Big Piney, but we'll see. We're just outside of Newcastle, Virginia now. We trimmed out a little part of the VAT because we have a goal that we want to reach today, and that is Big Piney, and we're not going to reach it if we stay on the entire route. But like I said, we're outside of Newcastle, and we're about to run one of Virginia's more fun trails. Not necessarily difficult trail, but definitely fun. And that's Broad Run. Broad Run is a 10-mile long trail located near Newcastle, Virginia, in the Jefferson National Forest. The trail is most well known for its numerous water crossings, which, as we'd find out today, were not very deep. We're at Broad Run. This trail is known for its multiple water crossings. Judging by the water level on that first one, though, I don't know. It's kind of dry out here today. Let's see what she's got in store for us. Wow, when I was out here last time, which I think was April of 2022, is when my last video from here was, this was a water crossing. And it's completely bone dry now. Now, I realize a lot of this is dependent upon recent rainfall, so it's obviously been dry out here, but that's incredible. This is bone dry. There's not even a trickle. When I created the Virginia Adventure Trail, I wanted it to be a trail that anybody could do if they had a four-wheel drive vehicle. You don't have to have lockers, disconnecting sway bars, 35, 37-inch tires. You don't have to have any of that. Obviously, some of the optional sections are going to be more fun if you do, but it's not a requirement. Despite the lower than normal water levels, Broad Run is still one of the highlights of the middle section of the Virginia Adventure Trail. After 2 days on the VAT, Broad Run was providing a much-needed trail washing to clean off the underside of our vehicles. Starting to rain on us a little bit. Just sprinkling right now, but the sky is pretty gray. I don't know, maybe that'll help bring the water levels up here eventually. The VAT includes most of Virginia's most popular and most scenic trails. Flagpole Knob, Reddish Knob, Big Piney, Broad Run, White Top Mountain. And if you like some of the more challenging stuff, there's the optional spur trails that have Union Springs, Big Levels, Potts Mountain Jeep Trail. It truly does show pretty much everything that the Commonwealth of Virginia has to offer when it comes to off-roading and overlanding. almost through Broad Run. It was a little dry today compared to the last time I was out here, but we still had a great time on this part of the VAT. You can still see some of the last vestiges of the fall colors up on the ridge line up there. It's now beginning of the second week of November. So most of the trees have lost their leaves already, but there's still a little bit of orange and yellow and red up there. So it's really weird. The weather is unusually mild today. I'm actually not even able to wear my hoodie right now. It's too warm, yet the area is under a winter weather advisory, and it's supposed to snow later tonight, early tomorrow morning. So that should make for an interesting night camping. Anyway, onward and upward on the Virginia Adventure Trail. By far the most common question I get concerning the VAT is why a certain trail isn't included in the route. And the most frequent one that comes up is Peters Mill Run. Why isn't Peters Mill Run on the Virginia Adventure Trail? Well, the answer to that question is very simple. Peters Mill Run has seasonal closures. And the most challenging aspect of routing the Virginia Adventure Trail was making sure that the route followed only trails that are open year-round. If a trail has a seasonal closure, it's disqualified, it's not on the route. That's why Big Levels is an optional spur. That's why Potts Mountain is an optional spur, because they have seasonal closures. That and they are a little more challenging. But that is by far, as I said, been the most challenging aspect of creating this route, is finding trails. I mean, Virginia has a ton of trails. I mean, there's hundreds of trails, but many of them have seasonal closures. And the most common seasonal closure is January 1st to March 1st, or January 1st to April 1st. And eliminating those trails and aligning it where it follows trails that are open year-round has been a real challenge, and that's why it's taken me the better part of 3 years to complete this route.
With our fun at Broad Run over with, we hit the blacktop and try to make up some time, as we have our eyes set on Big Piney, and it won't be long before the sun drops behind the mountains. Finally off pavement again, we've reached Big Piney. Now we push on and hope that one of my favorite campsites isn't taken yet. Big Piney is part of an area of the VAT that has a vast network of trails that offer great scenery and plentiful dispersed camping. While it may lack the mountaintop views of some of the other parts of the VAT, it's still one of my favorite parts.
We made it to Big Piney, and you guys have seen this campsite in my videos before because you know that this is my favorite campsite in Big Piney, if not one of my probably top 5 favorite campsites in Virginia. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna have a little powwow where we're gonna discuss some strategery, because the weather forecast for tonight is really, really cold with a possibility of some snow. So we're going to try to figure it out whether or not we're going to camp here or if we are going to be softcore and head into Stanton and get hotel rooms. So that's the plan now. So we're going to figure it out. We've made camp a mite bit earlier than we did yesterday. And all we have to do now is kick back and relax. And I think that's what we're gonna do, because it's well earned. We didn't bring any firewood, but down by the little waterfall, there's a lot of debris, flotsam, if you will, from the last flash flood that came through. So we're actually having a decent amount of luck ferrying said flotsam back down here and making a decent fire. Well, I said earlier we were debating either camping or being softcore and hitting a Holiday Inn. Well, needless to say, we decided to camp. And it just rained on us a little bit, but nothing major. It has stopped for the moment, but I don't know. What do you guys think? Did we make the right decision?
So far.
So far.
Until the morning for you then?
Yes.
In the morning.
Yeah, well, I guess we should answer that question in the morning as to whether or not we actually made the right call. So we'll check back in with you in the morning. All right, it's the next morning. We survived the night. It did not snow. It rained a little, but it's cold. It's like 30, 32 degrees, but it's really windy, so we're frigid. But did we make the right call camping?
I think so, but I cheated and had a diesel heater.
Yeah, they cheated and had a diesel heater. I did not bring the Cybertake heater. I brought my buddy heater, and it got quite the workout last night. But my new sleeping bag is... So we're going to pack up. We're going to get back on the route, and we're going to knock out day 3 of the Virginia Adventure Trail. The trail that we're on, that we camped on last night, is called Big Piney, and it follows the Piney River, and the scenery from that is really, that's really what makes this trail great. It's just a simple gravel road, so it's not challenging, but you have this view and you have all these little waterfalls, and it's pretty cool to look at. Like I said, a big part of the scenery here is being on the Piney River. And you can look around at the river and see a lot of trees still down from Helene. So you can see all the trees that are down. I actually camped here with Andy during Helene when it came by. And it was pretty crazy. The river was pretty crazy that weekend. We were out here, it was raining like crazy. The river, the level of the river was up a lot higher, and the amount of trees that are down out here from the flooding that came through that weekend is pretty crazy. And it's kind of cool. I can say I saw it firsthand because we actually camped out here during Helene. I don't know what's wrong with us. We're probably crazy.
As we make our way to Archer Run, the terrain begins to change. We're now gaining some elevation and beginning to see the more mountainous views that the northern section of the VAT offers. Making our way along the VAT, and we're now on Archer Run. Starting to see a little flurry activity, and the weather is calling for off and on snow showers throughout the day. Weather tonight's supposed to be in the high teens, so I don't foresee us camping tonight. But we are going to knock out another full day on the VAT. Archer Run marks the end of the lower elevation Forest Service roads that we'd been on the previous day, and a return to the typical winding mountain trails with numerous switchbacks. The end of Archer Run takes us immediately onto Height Hollow. If stunning shelf road scenery is something that you love, then you'll find that Height Hollow is one of the most underrated trails in Virginia. Future plans for the VAT. Well, I don't want to jinx anything or curse anything, and of course I don't want to say anything is definite when it's not, but there's an eventual plan. There's been talks of attempting to link the VAT to the Florida Adventure Trail by way of the Georgia Adventure Trail and an as yet unmapped trail through North Carolina and possibly eastern Tennessee. And that is the next big hurdle, is trying to map through North Carolina and eastern Tennessee. We finished Archer Run and now we've moved on to Height Hollow. Height Hollow has some pretty good switchbacks with views that are coming up in a few minutes. So yeah, you guys are gonna enjoy those views. I know I do. The narrow shelf roads at Height Hollow offer a mountain driving experience unlike anywhere else in Virginia. I'm not going to try to act like there's anywhere in Virginia that has shelf roads with views like Colorado, because there's not. But Height Hollow is pretty impressive. You'd be hard pressed to find anywhere else in Virginia that's got views like this from a shelf road. And that is why Height Hollow is on the Virginia Adventure Trail. With Height Hollow now behind us, we press on into the evening and toward our final destination for the day, Forest Road 394, Sugar Tree. Sugar Tree is a long, winding trail that's popular with hunters. Campsites are plentiful, and with the leaves having fallen already, so is the mountain scenery. With the sun rapidly dropping behind the ridgeline and having already made the decision to not camp tonight, we're content to take our time and enjoy what is going to turn into a night run through the Virginia mountains.
It's starting to get dark. Not a big deal because we made the call earlier that we are not even going to try to camp tonight because the weather forecast is calling for temperatures in the upper teens with possible snow, and I'm just not set up for that right now. So we're going to keep making our way down Sugar Tree, and I haven't had a good night trail ride in a while, so we're in no particular hurry. I'm kind of looking forward to clicking on all the knob sight lights and lighting the night up. The exposed rock faces on Sugar Tree tell the tale of hundreds of millions of years of this area's history. A history best left to be read by persons far more qualified than I am. With night falling, we press on. Our fully lit up Jeeps become beacons in the mountain night. Nearing the end of Sugar Tree, our journey on the VAT is reaching its end. Although the route still has plenty of adventure ahead of us, it's an adventure that will have to wait until another day. The last thing that I would offer up about the Virginia Adventure Trail is that one of the beautiful things about it is I give you the route and it's up to you to make the adventure. The Virginia Adventure Trail is not about chasing waypoints. It's your adventure. Make it what you want it to be.